Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, folks. RealLeeATL here. Your girl is just on her way to a little quick adventure. I don't know if it's going to be an epic fail or not, but there is something called, hold on, I'm getting ready to head down there now. It's called ThriftCon or ThriftCon. ThriftCon. I looked it up last night when I was at the bar. I'm always at some bar. With my homegirl, and she was telling me about it. And let me go find it. I was gonna go down there. ThriftCon Atlanta. It's called ThriftCon Atlanta, and it's from 10 to 5 today. It's $19 to get in, which is fine, which is a weird number too. But it's supposed to be ThriftCon returns to Atlanta, the premier vintage clothing and collectible convention. Now, I love vintage clothes, you know. I just absolutely do. I love boho. I love vintage. I love stuff like that. So she told me about it yesterday. I'm backing up a little bit out of this garage because it's so dark. And I was just like, I want to go. So I think she's going to go. But I'm going to go ahead and go on my own. I was supposed to drive Uber today, but I was just like, let me go on and go down here and see what's going on. So basically, it's a must-visit experience for everyone from serious collections or serious collectors to casual thrifters and everyone in between. They have like 100 carefully curated small business bringing the best of vintage clothing, retro collectibles, and vintage culture. It's a full-scale celebration, and it is children 13 and under get in for free. Oh my God. And they have performers. Lil Yachty and the Yin Yang Twins. So, I don't want to go to no concert, right? ThriftCon 2026. Let's see. Now, I didn't know it was like a concert, but I'm going to go down here and I'm going to see what I can see. And I thought I'd bring you guys along. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? It's too crowded and I can't get in. It's too crowded and I can't get in. But where is it? I'm trying to see. I'll say get tickets. Early admission is sold out. General admission went from $19 to $25. It's at the Georgia International Convention Center. So we're about to head down to the Georgia International Convention Center. Directions to the Georgia International Convention Center. Like I'm driving Uber, you know.
Starting route to Georgia.
Oh, honey, I don't need you to talk to me. So, y'all, there was something that was heavy on my mind, right? Regarding this whole Epstein thing and all of the powerful people that are a part of it. And it had me thinking, like, why are they trying to bury this stuff? Why are bad people, why are people trying to bury kids that were victimized? Like, why is that happening? How are you that thirsty for money and power and fame to where what if it was your kid? You know, that's what I want to ask them. What if it was your kid, your sister, your mother? Why are you saying nothing happened? That is not true. That's not true. Y'all, I'm passing Chick-fil-A, but honey, look what I did today. I've been eating some fruit. I got me a bag of fruit. But why is that happening? You know, why are people so hell-bent on not noticing the victims that were in this molestation that was going on? I'm sorry, the M word. I'm not supposed to say that, I guess, on YouTube. But I get up and I look at the news, and I only give myself an hour of the news every day. That's it, because I want to know what's going on in the world. It don't really take all day, every day, because I know some people that sit and watch the news, like my mama. Well, she don't really do that like that. My grandmama and them maybe used to watch the news all the time, but I'm saying the older you get, the more you're watching the news. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, the news is so depressing sometimes on some of the things that they are reporting, that just drives me crazy. Like, it makes me feel like they want us to stay in this depressive mode, this mode of just being sad and nothing's right in the world. It's almost like they bring on that depression. People who get up and they want to get out in the world and they want to do things, you know, they look at the news before they go, and then it changes their attitude. It changes their whole projection of having a good day or what having a good day looks like. So I say all that to say, I only give myself like a good hour of the news because I want to know what's going on. But then in that hour, I'm listening to, you know, government fallout, Epstein fallout, war fallout, just all kind of bad things that are going on in this world that we can't do nothing about, it seems like. And it's all for the greed and the love of power and money. And they don't care who they hurt. People will step on their own family members to get what they want. And all I could think about as a victim myself is the girls that had to go through that type of trauma. You know, they would go and get these underprivileged girls and, you know, pay them a few dollars to come and, you know, give massages. And I'm just repeating what I heard. You know, I don't know this for a fact. All of this is allegedly. But put them in a position where they kind of can't say no due to their economic status. You know what I mean? Like, it's so sad. And it just makes me feel like, why is this happening? Why is this always happening, especially to women? And then another thing, just to stem off of that, you know, women have been suppressed so long that now that we are no longer suppressed in terms of, you know, working and making money and moving up the ladder and that type of thing, and voting and all of those things, the rights that we were supposed to be given any goddamn damn way. And then we come to the conclusion that we don't want to be with somebody, right? We're like, I don't, what is this? We don't want to be with a man because he can't bring what we bring to the table, or he bring half of what we bring and still want us to be his maid and his concubine and all of that crap. We're bitter people. It says that we're bitter. But that's not it. You know, that's not, I'm glad that I can take care of myself and be self-sufficient, because what I don't want is trading off my sanity just to be a kept woman, or just to be like, oh, this is great. I just being told what to do, where to go, what to wear. I don't want to be in that situation. And most men, again, what I hear, ask, why don't you have a man? Well, first of all, I don't know. I mean, I have standards. I have, I have expectations. And these men today are not trying to meet those expectations. So, I provide for myself. I do for myself. I'm happy with myself, But I don't know. I just saw that on the news and I was just like, women can't win for losing. If we're happy, we're bitter. If we're single, we're bitter. If we're, don't have any kids, we're bitter. If we're not married, we're bitter. And that's not true. That's so not true. That's far from the truth for a lot of us. Now you got these pick-me chicks out here who like, oh, pick me. I want to be your wife. But they don't even know how to cook. They don't know how to support they don't know how to nurture no man. They just want to be kept. They want to make sure that their life is okay. They ain't got to work if they don't want to. They can stop working and he gonna be right there. I hit a bump. But look at what you got to put up with. So on another note, I mean, I digress on that. I just, when I saw it, I was just like, I just don't understand. I don't understand why the world is the way it is, and why do certain people get to dictate punishment or lack thereof when they're the culprits. They're not. They're doing the same thing. They're the assailant. 2 left lanes closed. I don't need to be in no traffic. So, yeah, I want y'all to come go with me to go to this ThriftCon. But I will say this, if it's too crowded, I'm not gonna go in. I mean, I'm by myself and I don't mind that. It's just I'm not waiting in lines, and I feel like I'm not the only person that has seen this, because my friend saw it on Instagram, and she's bringing her daughter, which is a good thing. They're gonna do that together, and I think that's awesome. But excuse me, I had asked her, I said, well, why didn't you tell me about it? But she did finally tell me about it. But then later on, I have a meeting. I'm meeting a friend at Papado. Now, y'all, I was just at Papado last night, right? I was there last night. And I was with my homegirl. Ran into an old friend that I haven't seen in like 15 years, maybe 10. I'm gonna say, what am I, 55, finna be 55, 45. I probably seen him like when I was in my 40s. Oh my God, look at the traffic. 2 left lanes closed. But I gotta exit in 3 miles. So I don't know, I'm gonna see. But anyway, I ran into a friend of mine. He sat there and talked to us. So the conversation came up about, and I don't know if he's gonna see this, but the conversation came up about men dating. Now, this man is in his 50s, and he made the comment last night. He said, I'll date a chick in about a 3rd date. We need to take it to the next level in terms of sex, or we're not. Now I'm just gonna let it go. And so we were like, well, I wasn't really like, I didn't get shocked behind that, because that's some people don't even wait till the 3rd date. But for him to say that, by date 3, if she ain't this, then we ain't, if she ain't giving me none, if she ain't gave it up, then we don't need to date no more. He said, because he's trying to see what that's like before he invests time and money and energy into her. And so my friend was like, what do you mean 3rd date? Like, that ain't even enough to get to know nobody. But he was like, over a span of time. He said, well, no, it just means over a span of time. Maybe she was like, are you seeing her weekly, or how is this working? So we landed on 15 days. So he was just like, she was just like, by 15, days you expect to be done slept with somebody. And he was just like, no, that's not basically what I'm saying. Now, mind you, she's married, so she doesn't date. She doesn't know what it's like out here. But he was just trying to explain to her that, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time with somebody. He's like, at our age, we should be knowing what we want. We should be knowing the quality of women that we want, or the quality of man, or quality of people that we want in our lives. And so he doesn't go around just sleeping with everybody. He's just saying, you date one, you get to know him, then the next day, you know, it's a follow-up to the first date, and because you had so much fun, or you like, oh my God, he or she left me intrigued and I want to see him again. Talking on the phone throughout, in the middle of those dates, talking on the phone and, just having communication. And then third date, because he was like, she got to let me know if she want me. And so we were just like, well, she's dating you. She's reciprocating. So he was like, no, she got to do more than that. She got to let me know so that I can hone in on her. Like, what do y'all think about that? Like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about him saying by date 3? Now, I don't know. Do most men think like this? By date 3, by the third date, he's expecting something. He said after he get it, he can go back to waiting, because he just want to make sure that they are sexually compatible. What do y'all think about that? Because I'm gonna be honest, right? I don't want to sleep with somebody that soon. I don't. But I also don't want to be caught up in a whirlwind of, oh my God, this is great, meeting somebody, and then 6 months go by and then you get with them and it's trash. I don't want that either. You've been spent, because that's what he was saying. He was like, the catch is, you spend time with this person, they're just, the mind, they're having fun, everything's great, they make you feel good, y'all have great conversation, and then you finally get with them, and then, or you get with them, y'all finally have sex, and then next thing you know, it's like, it's trash. Ladies, what if his, what I'm saying, ain't up to par? What if and I told him that too. I said, you in your 50s, 59 to be exact. I said, so, I mean, y'all have blood pressure issues and things like that, to where you have ED and you can't, perform. Is it the same thing? I know that I'm not being direct, because I'm trying to figure out a way to say things in a, polite manner, and I'm not, trying to be vulgar or nasty. But at the end of the day, does it boil down to just what the sex feels like? Because I told him, I said, you 59, you're not going to be performing that much longer. Like, can't you change the trajectory? Is that right? Trajectory of, or perception. Can't you change the perception of what your thought is about being with someone, and not let it be led by sex? I don't know. It was a very interesting conversation, because you had a single woman, which is I, you had a single man, which is him, and then you had a married woman. So the dynamics were just kind of different, and the thought processes for everybody was just really different. Me being the woman that's single, don't want to be sleeping with no man after 3 dates. However, me as a woman that's single would, if I felt like I'm really into him. Now let me see what that's about before I continue to waste my time. That's terrible, but it's, and then him as a single man, I saw his side of it, and then, but my married friend, she was like, not happening. But she hasn't dated in 100 years, so she, she's well within her rights to feel that way. Anybody is, actually. It's just an interesting topic. Something to talk about, something to think about. But it definitely lasted for an hour. We probably talked about it longer than we should have. So anywho, I am almost here. I'm gonna bring y'all back on. I'm gonna connect again when I get there. I'm almost here. It's like another ooh. Well, y'all know what? I got 2 miles to go, but it says that it's a 15-minute ride. 15-minute drive. Why is that? Because I'm about to be in traffic? I should have came down here earlier, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel like this is about to be a setup. Because why is it gonna take me 15 minutes to go to the convention center? To go 2 miles? Why? Oh, it stops. Okay. At the gateway. Oh my God. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. All right, y'all. I'm here. And it was 15 to park. You heard me. Now I gotta fix my camera. Because I need to be moving this around and that type of thing. And I don't want it to get too... hold on. Okay, guys, we are here. Hold on one second. Y'all, when I say they got like vendors all over the place, Goodwill and those little rack rooms, the thrift stores were it, baby. This is something that's totally different. I'm gonna take y'all around and I want y'all to look and see what we can find. The whole time my mic was in my bag. But y'all, I'm down here at ThriftCon. This is like one of the world's largest thrift stores or thrift events in Atlanta. We're at the convention center. Well, y'all, that's it. It wasn't, hold on. It wasn't what I thought it would be. Wait a minute. I gotta find my car. Oh, I'm right here. It wasn't what I thought it would be. It was kind of all over the place. So my thing is, if you're not a thrifter, you're not gonna enjoy it. I paid $15 to park and $25 to get in. So it's like $40 almost, or what it was, $40 to come here for this. It's exciting. It's just different. And like I said, if you're not a thrifter, you wouldn't. I just came to get footage. But you definitely have to be a thrifter. You have to know what you're looking for. Was it worth it? I don't know. I saw a lot of t-shirts. I was disappointed by that. I would rather still just go to my certain thrift stores when I'm looking for something specific or something in particular. Was it an experience? Yes. Will I come back? I don't know. I was gonna say, will I do it again next year? I don't know. Somebody's car just went off because of the airplane, I'm sure. Oh God, that's gonna be annoying. Most of the people there that were thrifting were young folks. Your skaters, hold on. Oh shoot, okay. They were your skaters, those people. I don't even know what you call them, to be honest with you. But my friend I didn't see her. She hadn't said a word. Let me check my phone. I did what I had to do. And I got y'all some footage. I showed y'all some things. I don't know how we exit up out of here. I showed y'all some footage, and hopefully y'all got a gander of what it looks like or what it is. I would have gotten better footage, but I ran into this young lady who I enjoyed talking to. It was just she was a thrifter, a New Yorker. She was really sweet. Shout out to you if you see this video. Thank you so much for subscribing. But she was really sweet, and and so I was talking to her. So I would have, like I said, gotten a little bit more footage of going in and things like that. But I just, stopped to chat with her, which was good because I was there by myself, and I didn't want to be. So, like I said, my friend didn't come. I hope everything's okay because I don't know what's going on at this point. Now they finally got people out here controlling traffic, which is good because this is by the airport, y'all. And if you're trying to make a flight, this is going to hold you up if you're coming from this way, baby. It's going to hold you all the way up. Are they not going to let me go left? So anyway, y'all, that was today. That was it. It was just a little bit. You only need a little bit, right? So now I'm going to go home because I've got to get ready so it's 11:20. I've got I'm meeting someone this afternoon for lunch at 2:45, 3 o'clock. They're going to come and get me, and we're going to go have drinks and stuff. So, and then tonight I have a party to go to. Really not a party, I guess this is a get together at this place called City View. So I'm going to go down there and, come on now. Listen, I don't want to act like that while I'm driving. If I had time, I couldn't look through everything in there. Let me just say that. You can't look through everything in there, because when I tell you that it's so much stuff in there, you would be there all day. And if you bought a ticket and you went in at 10, because they had early vendors too. They had early birds where you can go in at 9, but the ticket was $45. 10 was $25. You go in at 10. It ends at 5. So if you go in at 10, you think about it. You go in at 10 and you're there from 10 to 4, you still, or 10 to even 5, you still haven't gone through everything. You still have not. So it was definitely, it was a lot. It was a lot. Very overwhelming. So now that I got that out of the way, and you know, I've seen it, conquered it, or whatever, I'm gonna try to find my way home without having to get back on 285, because the traffic is crazy. So I was there from 10 to 11, which is cool. 10 to 11. I might go 85. Let me do this. I'll go around town. These people don't know how to drive, Lord. I'm gonna go around to 85 rather than try to get off on Camp Creek. He just gonna keep going. Go! Y'all, I'm back. It is a way to go home without going through all that mess, because I can't do it. So I'm gonna make my way home, and then I will talk to you guys when I get to where I'm going.